What's going on, everyone? This is ODC. That's me. I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Captain America wave, also known as the Red Skull Onslaught wave. This is Captain America. I kind of am referring to this figure as 90s Captain America. A lot of people are referring to this as classic Captain America. I mean, I guess whatever nickname you want to give it, you can, but I'm going to refer to this as my 90s Captain America, seeing as this also comes with a 90s gimmick head, but we'll get to that in a second. He does come with some accessories. He comes with 2 extra hands. He's got an extra gripping hand here. He's got his saluting hand. He's got another gripping hand, which is underneath, attached to the shield there, and then he's got a pointer finger hand, which is pretty cool. And then he comes with these 2 straps, which is one of my pet peeves of the figure. We'll get to that in a minute. And he comes with his Cap Wolf head. So there's that. But looking at the figure itself, I think it looks pretty good. The body, at least. I gotta get to one more pet peeve, and that's this shield. This little dinky shield that they decided to give him. I don't know why this shield is so teeny. It looks more like a frisbee than Captain America's shield. They've actually sculpted now. This is a new sculpt for the shield, and it's just, I don't know, it just comes off as very cheap. I do like the larger star in here, but I'm just gonna bring in one of Cap's earlier shields. I can get it off his back, Jesus. As you can see, this is much smaller than this, and there's no sculpting on the new shield. It's all just paint, where this had sculpting and paint, and then you turn around to the inside and there's no sculpting on the inside anymore. They took that away and decided to give us this cheap piece of crap. I don't know why. I don't know. Hasbro just keeps getting worse and worse with their accessories instead of better and better. It seems like they're more focused on giving us hands and heads that don't mean anything to us. Like, I mean, this head was part of a 6 series Cap run back in the 90s, which I own, which wasn't very good. But I would have preferred a better shield. I mean, Captain America's shield is one of the most important things that it has to come with. And you give us this little dinky thing. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of these shields to begin with, but I just don't like this. This looks like crap to me. Even when you have it posted on his back, it just doesn't look, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. And I understand you're supposed to put the straps on, but that's another issue that I'm going to get to. Let me get this out of the way. I don't even know why that's up there. You put his straps on to give it the illusion that the shield is strapped to his back. The straps don't want to stay on. They fall off that easily. I mean, if you put his arm up, they're going to dangle like this, and they fall off. There's nothing keeping these straps on, and that's a huge problem. And I'll just, for an example, I'll just bring in 3-pack Cap, which is still Ultimate Captain America. This is from the 3-pack. And this is a much better design here, where they had a fully sculpted straps just connected as one piece. And if you want to take them off, you can still take this off. I just don't understand why they're going this, like, is this necessary? Not that I'm surprised, because to me, the quality of the action figures has gone down within the last year, I'd say. A lot of people might not like hearing that, but it's the truth. It really is. The quality of these figures has gone down ever since that X-Men 5-pack was released, in my opinion. But, I mean, when you compare the heads, I actually do like the head a little bit better, to be honest with you. They made this head a little bit wider. It actually is the same sculpt. It's just a wider head. I like this head because with these heads, we were just getting painted A's on his head and painted wings. With this, we actually get a sculpted wings and a sculpted A, which looks pretty good. So I like the head sculpt. I think that looks good. They did a good job with that. But they didn't give him any sculpting on the chest for chainmail or anything like that. They could have just at least, like Toy Biz did back in Series 1, Captain America, they could have just painted it on. I would have preferred even that, but they just were just like, oh, screw it, nope, doesn't need chainmail at all. And I'm like, ah, jeez. Last pet peeve I'm going to get to, and that has to do with the hands and the alternate head. If you're going to give him this Cap Wolf head, it just seems like you should have given him some wolf hands to go with that, because he does transform into almost a full wolf. So, I mean, you should have given him some sort of, you know, wolf claws coming through the gloves or something like that. Just extra hands. I mean, if you gave him extra hands for, you know, Spider-Man, and you've been giving extra hands for a lot of other characters, why not give him, instead of a pointer hand and a saluting hand, just give him wolf hands? It would have made a lot more sense to me. But those are my pet peeves with the head. I would say the head sculpt on the wolf head looks pretty good. I don't have a problem with the sculpting. It's just the execution of, you know, Hasbro trying to be cute and give us this head and say, hey, you know, even though this wasn't an important storyline, we're still going to do this just for you Cap fans. I can appreciate that, but just go through all the way. You know what I mean? Don't just half-ass it and just give us a head with no hands or anything like that. It just looks stupid. It looks like he's just wearing a wolf mask. I don't know. But I prefer this head. This is how I'm going to display him. I'm not going to use that Cap Wolf head. I'm probably going to throw a different shield on him. Probably an extra Toy Biz shield. Because to me, this looks like Captain America's shield. This looks fantastic. Look at this. I mean, come on. What's he going to deflect with this? Looks like a toy. Looks like a plastic shield. So, one more issue I have is I like the fact that they gave Captain America this body buck. But my one issue with it is the range of motion is very limited when it comes to what the hell's the matter with me today? Comes to the shoulder range of motion and the range of motion in the legs. But let's go through articulation. His head can swivel full 360 rotation. His head can look up, and it does look down. And we got a little bit of job turkey. This is where it's really lacking right here. The arms only go up about that far. And to just show you what the old Caps could do, the old arms could go up like that. Now, granted, nobody's going to want an arm to go up that high, but for posing purposes, you want it to go up at least about that high. So that's very limited right there, and especially for Cap, who is a very agile person, or character, I should say. You're going to want the best range of motion you can get. A full 360 rotation there. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, a wrist hinge, which goes back and forth. And he does have a pretty decent ab crunch, which goes back and forth. And then he's got a waist swivel here. I really like the sculpting of the belt here. I think it looks really clean. And the paint, to be honest with you. Another big hindered part is his thighs, but I'll get to the legs going forward. Really good range of motion. His legs can't really go back because of the sculpting of the tukish. But him doing the splits, I mean, that's about it. That is about it, which is pretty pathetic if you ask me, when you got the old Cap that can do this, and then you have this. So, I mean, it's not just me nitpicking. This is what I see. It seems like they need to lower the legs down to about here, and then you won't have this hindering happening. So it's just something they need to retool this body buck. I like the buck itself, but it needs some retooling. He's got upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. He does have a boot swivel, ankle hinge, which goes forward a little bit and then more so back. And then he's got the ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So the articulation is there, just the range of motion needs to be upscaled a little bit, or fixed, I should say, a little bit. The other issue I have with this clip technology is I don't know whether it's just their plastics that are getting cheap, or what, but this clip technology I've had nothing but problems with. It either snaps off or comes too wide from the manufacturer, that it just kind of dangles on his arm like a jiggly thing. I mean, look, that's just awful. I know I could go further up the glove with it, but I'm afraid it's going to stretch this out and then I snap it off eventually. So I think I'm going to use this. I'm just going to use an extra, like I said, one of these shields that I have lying around. Plus it looks better, I think. So, but overall, just like, if you have him standing there and just you're looking at him, I'd say he's a good looking action figure. But when you get to really what it comes with, I mean, I own a lot of Captain Americas. Captain America is my favorite Marvel character. I just don't see it surpassing this guy right here. So if you have this guy already, do you really need another one? Especially if you're not a Cap fan, do you really need another one? A couple other things I want to point out before I let you guys go are, I do like the colors, though, that they decided to go with this Captain America. They did a little bit of a lighter red, as you can see right here, with Ultimate Cap here from the 3-pack. I like that they didn't go this dark, because this is almost too dark. I like that they went a nice in-between, and they didn't go too light like Marvel Now Cap. That was just too light of a red for me. This is a really good color schemes. Like I said, when they finally get the colors right, then there's other issues. So, I mean, for the most part, I do like this Captain America, but he's got some issues. Like, I also like the sculpting of the boots here. They look absolutely fantastic. I really like the sculpt of the gloves too. It really reminds me of the Toy Biz glove a little bit. But, I mean, if you're not a big Captain America fan and you have this guy already, this is your go-to Captain America. This is probably still the best Captain America ever released. Then you don't really need this guy. But if you don't have him and you missed out, and I know he goes for big bucks now, then you're probably going to want to pick this guy up. So, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rate, hate, show me some love if you want to. Would I recommend this figure? Yes, if you don't have the Toy Biz version. If not, then I would pick him up. But that's it for me. Like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you guys on the flip side.